Welcome. It's a beautiful Sunday. It's nice to see everyone's face here. Good to see everyone online. I wanted to talk today about something really simple, keep it really basic today, and just talk about meditation, or what we call Zazen. And in particular, I was inspired to talk because I was watching another Dharma talk by a kind of famous Zen teacher named Norman Fisher. We've been quoting him a lot recently. He kind of keeps popping up. He's a great teacher, great writer from the San Francisco Zen Center, Suzuki Roshi lineage, I believe. I was listening to his talk that he gave with the New York Zen Center about a couple weeks ago. And I did just want to say, like, doing that in general, listening to different Dharma talks, experiencing different lineages of Buddhism is like a great thing to do. You know, we do put a lot of emphasis on finding your teacher, finding your community and really sticking with it. And that's really powerful. But to also listen to other teachers, experience other things, to kind of almost like a checks and balances. You know, you might listen to a different teacher and hear something that completely contradicts what you hear here. And that's a wonderful place to practice. What is that? Why are they saying different things? And then ask about it, pursue that. So I did just want to make that note. Go on different websites. Go on Yokoji's at Mountain Center's website. Go on, Soltram Rinpoche's website, who's a Vajrayana teacher. And just listen to other perspectives. Some of you new folks might be doing your shopping right now, so you're kind of in the middle of it, and that's great. But yeah, to do that simultaneous like commitment to one way and really sticking with that, mixed with checking out other things as well. It's a really powerful left-right combo, so to speak. So I was listening to Norman Fisher, and he was talking about Zazen, and he put Zazen in terms that was like super fresh for me. He said, Zazen basically has three aspects: body, breath, and mind. That's it. I thought that was so interesting. So I just wanted to kind of break that down a little bit. You know, to practice Zen, to know what Zen Buddhism is, at least in our case, in our lineage, means a lot of meditation. Zen is not a philosophy. Zen is not a school of thought to apply to your life. There might be some schools of Zen that do it like that, but what we do here, what's been passed down to me, what I know how to share with other people, is the power that living a life of meditation can give us. And we do it a lot. We have retreats often where we spend the whole day in silence. Every year, pretty much, we have 3-month-long periods where we sit for 5-6 hours a day, every day for 3 months. Not to say that you have to do it that way. It's not to say that there aren't a bazillion other spiritual paths that are equally powerful, enlightening. But that's just our way. And that's what I know. That's what's been passed down to us, is this power of a meditation practice. And I think we all kind of see that typically on Sundays, we have maybe, 7 or 8 people by the end of meditation. And then as soon as the Dharma talk comes, we get about 25. And that's great. We love seeing you. That's certainly not to discourage people from coming to the talks. To use the cliche, would you rather hear about the taste of a strawberry, Or would you rather have that sucker in your mouth, tasting that strawberry for yourself? Um, so, this practice, body, breath, and mind. So, yeah, first things first is we get our body centered. Those of you that did the class today, that's like the whole first part of the training is what do we do with our bodies? How do we sit in a stable position? How do we keep our back at attention? When our back is straight, our mind is straight. When our body's at attention, our mind is at attention. So just that basic shift is so essential. We spend so much of our life in our heads. Just think about it. Everything we do, from the moment we wake up, I swear, I'm shocked. Every morning, I've lived probably tens of thousands of days, and I'm shocked every morning. The first thing that happens when I open my eyes is positive, negative, whatever. That's what our little ego self wants to do, wants to reaffirm its ideas of the world. So just making this shift to putting our attention in our body is a huge shift. It's a huge shift. Let's see, what do I want to say? Yeah, so taking our attention away from the mind into the body is a great way to be in the present moment. We hear about that, right? Be here now, be in the present moment. Really putting your attention on your body, doing body scans, getting your posture right. During a 30-minute Zazen period, I am constantly checking in with my shoulders. Maybe this shoulder starts rising up. Oh, let's tense there. Let's relax it. Or I notice sometimes my head goes forward. And I say, let's bring our head back. To really put your awareness in your body is already so much ease from the hell that our mind likes to put us through. And thinking about this body aspect of our practice, I thought of my boy Shakespeare, for in this sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil. Right, that's from Hamlet. What is there when this body goes away? And whereas Hamlet is thinking about, oh, what's going to happen when I die someday? But I think what Zen is asking us to ask or explore is, can you shuffle off your mortal coil right now and experience the dreams of death right now? Life is but a dream. It's a perfect segue between Hamlet and row, row, row your boat. That's fun. Yeah, live your dream. Live your death dream right now. See if you can shuffle off that mortal coil. It's like, Dogen. Dogen is a big, famous Zen icon guy. And his enlightenment story centers around the phrase dropping off body and mind. Can you drop off your body? Can you experience, not read about and learn about, can you experience for yourself, for myself, what it feels like to see that my true self is not limited to this body? It's a delusion. And how do we do that? By bringing our focus to our body. It's like when Dogen says to study the self is to forget the self. To be in your body so intimately, shutting the mind off and just being in your body is eventually to forget the body. Allow that false sense of this is me to just drop off And then everything is your body. Now, so he says body, breath. Um, that's obviously how we start with Zazen instruction, is to just count your breath or just be with your breath. And I guess what I wanted to say was I hope that this breathing practice brings everyone a sense of ease. Everything we do in our life has some kind of goal, some kind of transaction. Maybe not everything, but so much. We do this so we get that. We work on this so we can do that. We go there so we can accomplish this. And I just encourage everyone in your meditation practice, we focus on our breath for no other reason than just to be with your breath. That's it. We don't focus on the breath so that my mind will calm down, so that I'll be less stressed, so that I'll be able to see Bala, so that I can... No, just let that go. This is like a safe container, safe space, safe container to just let everything drop off. You've made your commitment. You've told your partner you're gone for the next hour. You've put your work on hold for 30 minutes. You shut your phone off. And just allow yourself to find ease in, I don't have to do a damn thing right now except be with my breath. Forget all your thoughts of awakening, of becoming some kind of better person or more aware person or whatever, machinations of the mind, you know, come up. Just let that go and just be your breath. So easy. It's not easy, sorry. It's so simple. It's very difficult. But keep it simple. That's all I got to do right now. Set my body, be with my body, and just breathe. It's such a, I don't know, if you're lazy like me, it's such a relief. I don't have to accomplish anything. I don't have to produce anything. I don't know. Um, yeah, let it arouse curiosity. That's the word that's coming up. Following our breath with no aim or intention, for me, arouses curiosity. What could happen if I just sit with breath for an hour, 2 hours, 8 hours, 30 days, 90 days? I wonder what that would feel like. What could this strawberry taste like? So that's body and breath. And then he says mind, or we can also maybe say consciousness. So yeah, we get in our body, we set our body in a really strong intention. We're following our breath, and then we get to watch our mind work. We try to say in our intro class, the point of this is not to quiet the mind. The point of this is to quiet the mind so that we can watch how our mind works. It's like that phrase I said in the beginning, to study the self is to forget the self. Study yourself. Study how your mind works. Watch it move and respond and react. We also sit with koans. Koans are kind of like little Zen parables that you can kind of sit with during your meditation. And sitting with koans basically is shining a spotlight on your mind. These koans are meant to cut through all of our logical and discursive dualistic thinking. And as you go through them, these koans are like very highly refined to allow us to look at all the different aspects of our mind, all the things we're holding on to, all the things that are stuck, all our stuck places. Um, so yeah, in that sense, we're kind of looking at our thinking mind. But when we say mind or consciousness in Zen, it doesn't only refer to like this thinky thing that we think is up here. Mind also kind of means um, everything, all phenomena, um, everything, independent or interdependent co-origination is like a Buddhist phrase, right? Everything arises together. Everything is a product of mind. There's a really fun koan in the Gateless Gate where these two monks are fighting. They're looking at a flag, and one monk says, "The flag is moving," and the other monk says, "No, the wind is moving." And they start fighting about it and getting all philosophical about it. And then the sixth ancestor, I think, Hui Neng, comes up and he says, "It is your mind that is moving." Um, that can be a little tricky, and the trap there is to start going into philosophy. But that point of everything is your mind, right? We drop off our body and everything becomes our body. And then we drop off our mind and everything becomes mind. I know that doesn't make any sense. I know that's not easy to grasp, but I just invite your curiosity. And, I advocate for this silent breathing practice as a way to really experience that. The birds chirping outside is my body and mind. Evil police people are my body and mind. The earth, my body and mind. Just imagine how that would feel to be so expansive. So another reason I really like this breakdown of body, breath, and mind, and this is what Norman Fisher was talking about in his talk, is that if you think about it, those three things are basically what makes us alive. If you strip down everything, all of our thoughts and concepts and values and desires and expectations and systems and institutions and really take that all away, what's at the bottom of just simply being alive? We have a body, we have to breathe, and we're conscious. Um, I suppose once you start talking about being in a coma, then it gets kind of gray area. But just humor me for a second. Without those three things, there is no life, right? You gotta breathe, you gotta have a body, and you gotta be conscious. And so, I don't know, that's just really sweet to me that we have this practice where we can let go of everything else and focus our attention completely on the most basic, fundamental building blocks of what life is. Everything else gets to melt away, and we just get to watch my body, my breath, and my mind. And when I do that, I guess why that's so powerful for me is because to me, you know, some of the more complicated questions, um, how do I find love? Why am I so stressed? How do I be a better partner? Um, how do I feel fulfilled? How do I be a better coworker? How do I deal with this boss that's really mean? All of these like complicated aspects of our karma and our life. Um, to be quite honest with you, my Zen practice doesn't necessarily help that much directly. I've never really like become cooler or smarter or better or sexier or more, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily make my life better in terms of like making circumstances better. Um, And it may for you, right? Some people come here and their practice, it really allows them to become more chill, less stressful, more open and patient. And that's great. That's absolutely, a common byproduct of meditation. But for me, the questions that really get answered in my Zazen practice are more kind of basic. What am I? What is this life? What is real? Why am I here? Who is thinking these thoughts? And so this practice of stripping everything down to the most basic, fundamental aspects of just being alive, we really get direct access to those questions. What am I? And why am I me and some kid born in somewhere with famine or constant war? Why are they them? How does that make any sense? These very basic questions of what the fuck is this? What is death? What is life? Um, we get to really investigate those questions by stripping down so basically. Um, and so then just really quickly, I'm going to do something that I hate when other people do. So I'm sorry to myself and I'm sorry to you because I don't know. But, you know, mapping these three things onto those three things is kind of a thing that we see a lot in, spiritual practices and life coaching, and we do it in Zen a lot. Um, and it can be annoying and it can be a stretch and spinning to like make things map onto each other. But I kind of started to do it here, and it was actually kind of helpful for me. So we have these three aspects of body, breath, and mind. And then we also often talk about the three Zen peacemaker tenets of not knowing, bearing witness, and loving action, right? So these three tenets, really quickly, are kind of like um, guideposts for how we act in the world as peacemakers, as bodhisattvas, as little Buddhas. Um, so I don't know, as I was trying to make this match happen, it kind of brought up some nice stuff for me. So the first tenet is not knowing. And if we map that onto the body, that map's pretty nice. We get out of our heads. We let go of everything we think should be, everything we think is. Just let go of the mind stuff and really embrace and openly enter into this non-knowing and just be in your body. Let the mind rest for a minute. And then the second tenet is bearing witness. And of course, if we're sitting with our breath, counting our breath, or just following our breath, that's what we're bearing witness to. Just bearing witness to this. If you're working on a koan, then it gets, the map kind of stops working so well because then you're bearing witness to your koan practice. But for sake of argument, the essential essence of Zazen is bearing witness to your breath. And then the third tenet is loving action, right? So we go from not knowing, being in our bodies, bearing witness to just this moment in our breathing. And then loving action, mapping onto mind, is an interesting one. Could it be that everything that arises, whether it's in our thinking mind or whether we get that experience where all phenomena is our own mind, I'll just simply ask the question and offer the invitation. What would it look like if everything that arises is loving action? every thought you have, every regret, every feeling, every bird in the tree, every popsicle sold by the guy on Highland Avenue was loving action. What would that feel like? There's another cool koan, I think it's in the Book of Serenity, where Uman, I think, or one of those famous teachers, he says, the whole world is medicine. What is your true self? The whole world is medicine. And even back then, he knew about bad people. He knew about injustice. He knew about suffering, criminals, perpetrators. And still, he said the whole world is medicine. Everything that is my mind, my consciousness, is loving action. I don't know why. I can't explain that to you. I can't prove that to you. I just simply offer that as a point of practice. So let's keep it simple. Body, breath, mind. And I encourage you to pursue those really basic questions. What is this? What am I? What is it to be me versus you, us versus them? What is that? How does that happen? Why am I here? And who is asking these questions? Anyway, I hope that's helpful in some way. And I really hope there is enough water in the Pacific Ocean to rinse my words from your ears. So, thank you.